Come through, Queen. I wanna see ya. Come through, Queen.
Hi, everyone. It's Dan.
And Brendan.
And this is Come Through, Queen. Hey, Brendan.
Hello, Daniel.
Wow. So we're back for another week. We are watching a Bravo show Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
Yeah, and if Potomac had been on, we would have been Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I know. So to hear our Super Bowl hijinks, head on over to our Patreon pre-show. But, I mean, we have so many shows to get to, so we might as well just like hop right in
to summer.
The SummerHouse.
Yeah, summer should be fun.
Summer should be fun. I want to say, I feel like this wasn't the strongest start to our summer.
Yeah.
I got a few reasons for that.
Okay, I know two, I think.
Okay, what do you think they are?
One of them, you think, and I agree, they didn't hire enough men to be on this show.
Oh, because usually you would be like an anti-man activist.
Yeah, but I mean, like, with this show, the origin of this show is heterosexual people, young heterosexual people going to this house, potentially hooking up, lovers, fights, that kind of thing. You need people to be lovers.
Yeah. So right now, our only option... Our only single man is this like man who's like not exciting me.
Isn't his name Chris?
Chris Leone, maybe?
Okay.
He's kind of like a wet blanket for me.
We don't know yet, but it's also, I will say, to his credit and the credit of this like other woman, Sam, who's coming in, it's like, and the one other, but though she's fitting in. Gabby's fitting in.
Oh, Gabby, I feel like is an old cast member.
Yeah, she's right in there, but these other two, it's hard to come into a group where it's like so established.
The other two, but isn't that interesting though that Gabby, she has not been on TV to our knowledge, but she feels like she's been on TV, and the other two feel like they know they're on TV for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. And then number two, the fact that to a lesser degree, Sierra, and to a huge degree, Danielle, are not there in the first week, like, doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, scheduling. And we knew this, like, remember, we had eyes on Danielle all summer. And we knew that filming had started, and she was in Montauk, but she wasn't hanging out with these people. Wasn't she? I'm pretty sure she was, like, in Montauk with Robert when they were still together, potentially.
Okay, so, interestingly enough, this first weekend was our last weekend in Provincetown last year. So I remember like we were keeping our eyes to the ground, paying attention to what's going on.
Though we should have been like socializing.
Living our lives, but like we know we have a job to do.
I mean, we were socializing.
so I remember back then it was like, oh, is Sierra even going to be full-time this year? There were like rumblings about that. And then we were worried that Danielle might not even be on the show at all. So like that had us really scared. Then we get the trailer and it's kind of like
the Danielle show.
And then we get the premiere.
She's not there.
And she's not there.
They've previewed this show so much, like on the actual television. And the ad is always Danielle sitting down.
Oh, yeah.
And them asking how the summer was.
This summer, yeah.
And I hear next week Danielle arrives, Hubhouse is not there.
Oh, and I know that to be true because I was like scrolling back. This is sick. I'm like, I'm almost embarrassed to say this. I was scrolling back and like, you know, when you're scrolling on your photos on your phone, it has like the dates of like when the photo was taken or screenshotted.
Yeah, modern iPhone technology.
I was like, hold on a minute. And I like landed at the weekend after this first weekend. And it was something about like Lindsay being away for the first time, like while filming SummerHouse, like in forever or maybe ever. And they were going to like someone's wedding internationally.
This is why if you're friends of a SummerHouse cast member,
We've said this.
Don't plan your fucking wedding during the summer, bitch.
If you want a SummerHouse housemate in attendance Have a fucking winter wedding.
Fall wedding. Fall weddings are great. They're better than any other wedding.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, there's no fall house.
Exactly. Though
Yeah.
we've lobbied. We've lobbied. I remember sitting autumn 2020. I was like, it's beautiful this autumn. And I wanted a autumn house.
I mean, yeah, I want spring, summer, fall. Actually, you know what's funny? When people complain about like people recapping Summer House, Winter House, they're like, I don't care about Summer House, I'm care about winter, fall, spring, like da da da. So let's like make those haters even more mad.
Exactly. Let's do one every season, bitch.
Yeah. Okay. So those are my complaints. Something that was funny to me though was the bed situation.
Oh, do you think this was like a bit? Like, do you think this is a plot point that the producers made up, or is this actual zoning in the Hamptons?
No, I believe, because like I don't think you can have houses willy-nilly with like this many bedrooms.
It feels like the Fun Police.
The Fun Police, yeah. I mean, the problem is like probably houses get away with it, but they're not being
on TV,
on display each and every day.
And like the neighbors of this house probably hate them. I also heard this house is on sale now.
I know, but the beauty of the show is that we're not tied to the house. The house could truly be anywhere.
Right. One of the best years was the COVID year where they had the upstairs kitchen.
Oh my God.
And
kitchen upstairs, bedrooms downstairs.
That's when Kyle and Carl were like running to kill Luke, and I cried because I was like, they're friends and they're going. I was crying on behalf of the friendship of Kyle and Carl teaming up to go kill Luke.
But you know what's funny is I do think my complaint of no men would have been very easily solved by bringing Lucas into the house.
Yeah, sure.
Because number one, obviously this was pre-Ashley Darby, but like that would have kept him afloat to bring in the Ashley Darby of it all later. Number two, he hangs out with Carl and Hubhouse multiple times a week.
And they desperately actually need an ally in this house.
I know. And like, then that's like number three. That would have cured the problem of like, oh, everyone hates Carl and Hubhouse right now.
Let's get to that.
Okay.
Here's the thing in my brain. From an outsider, like production perspective, if we're talking that, I think the issue here is Lindsay and Carl are obviously big stars of this show. They both probably really want to still be on this show,
of course,
because it's their fucking paycheck. It keeps them relevant. It keeps them in the public eye. But unfortunately, they don't want to do the lifestyle of this show, which is partying. And obviously, because Carl's sober, Lindsay's his partner, like they are moving into another phase of their life, but they're not, they still have one hand on this show. And I think that's going to be the weird dynamic of this season.
Yeah. I mean, I do see how the show can transition into something else, especially like we haven't gotten to it yet this season, but it seems like Kyle and Amanda want to have a family as well. I mean, Lindsay is like openly talking about, I'm getting married and then I'm having babies right after. Like things can change on this show, but like Carl feels like he really does not want to be on the show.
Right, but also you're saying things can change on the show, but like the production has to make things change. They're hiring these young like 22-year-olds.
Oh yeah, I mean that was
or
a big
25-year-olds rather.
That was the problem with Sam, because Gabby is in her 30s.
Yeah.
So Gabby, like we said earlier, feels normal in this situation. Sam, like they're looking at her like she's like an animal in the zoo.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like tell us about yourself. You know?
And then she tells, and then they're like, please don't actually tell us about yourself.
I can't remember like how Chris or Sam get in. I know Gabby gets in through Paige.
Chris gets in through, I don't even know.
Because both of them feel like no one is paying not one individual person is paying special attention to them, whereas Paige is paying special attention to Gabby.
Chris kind of comes in maybe through Batula and Kyle because they're the first there and like they seem to know him when he comes in because he's third there or second there rather.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense, but it's like we'll forget about all those dynamics by mid-season anyways, right?
I feel like sad for Kyle. Doesn't he feel like sad this season?
What do you mean? Unpack that. I mean, I know you're really in tune to his feelings, so I really need you, the Kyle Whisperer,
to explain his feelings.
Yeah.
I just feel like he has no one to like hang out with.
Right. But then he's also pulling like he's complaining about that in a way where it's like Carl's no fun, but like the lying thing is because he's sober.
Oh yeah.
And that's also bad.
I know, that's bad too, yeah. I mean, Kyle is blaming it on Lindsay. Mm-hmm. I mean, but not saying that it's the sober.
Yeah, but he's also like whining about like, oh, I can't believe they're getting up for Barry's boot camp tomorrow. But it's like last year, Carl was getting up at 7 a.m. to go for a run every day. It's not that different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just like a little bit of a Kyle apologist.
I know.
Because he's blonde, like your husband.
I mean, I do think I'm liking that we're back to Kyle and Amanda being in love.
Yeah, I love that.
No, but I don't think there's even a hint of turmoil for them this season.
Good.
Right?
I don't know.
I know. I was just so sad last year going into the wedding where they had like a rough season, I would say.
I mean, they've had like so many rough seasons.
They had a good winter house season.
Okay.
And now a good summer house season.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else that we want to like touch with?
I mean, there's this whole thing with Maya that revolves around the Family Feud trip. That
was actually iconic.
Yeah, so they went on Family Feud, and the Family Feud group was weird because it was
fire cast members.
It was Carl, Lindsay, Maya, and then Andrea and Alex. So 2 cast members who Alex is all the way gone. Andrea will see this season at least for like a guest role. So there's this drama where like, will you unpack this for me? Is it like Maya wanted Carl to like smoke with her, smoke weed?
Yes.
And because they had done that in the past.
Yeah.
And there's just like drama about her texting him. Also, this fight happened when it was already late because they get there late.
Yeah, yeah.
Maya had been drinking.
Yeah.
None of them had eaten.
Yeah.
So
oh my god, except for the 10:30 p.m. Batula macaroni salad.
Yeah. So it's like Maya's already a little lit and
Carl's
like sad, and Carl seems like hangry, right?
Yeah.
So it's just not a good mix, and they try to talk, and it's just like, it's bad because Maya comes across as like weird in a way that she's putting almost like a lot more importance on this relationship with Carl than like seems to have ever existed. And Carl's coming off like an asshole because of all the other elements that we talked about.
Yeah. I think I was more, you're both being weird while I was watching it, but then Carl got the chance to be on Watch What Happens Live and explain it a little bit more, which made Maya seem more weird.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, like I bonded with her last summer and saw her twice in between last summer and this summer.
Yeah. Also, that Watch What Happens Live was, it just was like, Carl had the weirdest outfit on. And I'm
oh yeah, I know. It was like, it was almost like he was wearing like a corset and then it was like puffing out at the top.
He had like a double-breasted vest, but it's like weird when you sit down.
Tags on his shoes.
Like, yeah, weird tags on his shoes. And then, like, Lindsay was dressed like Tinkerbell.
We're going to get to another Watch What Happens Live later, but, like, this Watch What Happens Live was, like, dark-sided, I would say.
It just was... And they played the weirdest game where they kept on playing the sound bites of them saying babe in a way where I had to mute it.
Yeah, I mean, Andy was getting pissed during it. Yeah. It was just not a good Watch What Happens Live. There was a good one, though. And we'll get to that later.
Yeah, there were... I would argue there were 2 good ones.
Oh, what's the other one?
Vanderpump, I thought, was pretty good.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, we'll get to that, too. Yeah.
It's just like the Vanderpump one, Andy seemed like delighted to have them there.
Yeah. Oh, there's stuff about that Watch What Happens Live I need to talk about as well. Is there anything else about SummerHouse you want to talk about?
No.
Okay. Let's get on over to what's next. New Jersey.
Yeah, because Tuesday's Jersey. Tuesday's Thursday.
Well,
Actually, Thursday's Thursday in the MTV cinematic.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of Teresa. First and foremost, as a tree hugger podcast, we must start every RHONJ recap with that. Okay, let's get to it. We have that little mashup of all the times Dolores has stood up for Jen against other women. Mm-hmm. So we see like this whole friendship deteriorating before our eyes.
But spoiler alert, they were together yesterday at like a charity thing, smiling.
Oh yeah, they were. Yes, like a earthquake relief charity. Yeah, just the two of them.
Yeah, and their husbands.
Wow. Yeah. So it just goes to show. Well, husbands.
I mean, husband in spirit.
Husband in spirit. Yeah.
Spirit of Ireland.
That one Aiden girl.
Yeah.
The one the star of the family.
I mean, her dragging her mom to filth with like a joke that like Jen appreciated.
That like a comedy writer would write. Her natural nose.
My natural beautiful nose.
Oh my god. That is the brightest star in the Aiden constellation.
I mean, Teresa aside, she might be the heart of the show.
Teresa aside, yes. Okay. So we're getting into like the Gorga Giudice dramas.
Oh, what else is new?
We've
been getting into it for like 11 years.
Yeah. There was something about, that Teresa didn't ask Joey to walk her down the aisle. I think Melissa's upset about that.
Here's the thing. Shit happens. Like, cry about it.
I know. Let's talk about Danielle Cabral going to the Aiden mansion.
Danielle 2.0 going to the Aiden mansion was perfect. Her house could eat Danielle's house, she said.
Danielle Cabral, I would say, strongest new addition.
Of course, yeah. Fits in so naturally and just is like she's bringing Jersey caricature, but it doesn't seem offensive.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it probably is a little bit of.
I mean, you should talk on that.
No, but I just love it. Like, I'm not gonna say it's offensive. I love it.
Yeah,
I think she's doing great. But it was interesting that she told Jen that she's like vibing with her the most.
Because Jen, I do feel like if you were to approach this group of women, I do feel like there's something in Jen where she might be
the easiest one to get along with.
The easiest one in a lot of ways because she has a big personality, but she's also like, she's a real girl.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. I understand what you're saying. Okay. We are learning about the fact that Teresa and Jen took a meeting
with Margaret's friends.
Margaret's ex-best friend, Laura.
Which we heard about in the blogs back in the day.
And I didn't know that we have her on film.
Oh yeah. We've got her at parties.
Yeah, we have her at parties on camera.
She was at Marge Senior's like 75th birthday or whatever.
Oh, okay. So that as recent as that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
What do we think the like big bombshell is?
Oh, I don't remember. I like it's in the blogs. I just like don't.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Do we know for sure?
Well, because like the ex-best friend has been talking to anyone who will listen. I think. Yeah. I just like don't remember off the top of my head.
It must not be big enough.
Yeah. It's like not overshining anything that's happening.
But here's the logic of Jen and Tree. They're basically like, and I will say, they kind of have a point. If you're gonna play this way. Their reasoning for talking to the woman is like Marge would have done it. Marge would have done it in a heartbeat.
Sure.
And do you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, like we're on a show producing reality television.
Okay,
of course.
Okay. I see what you're doing. Yeah. Stand in your convictions.
Okay. We have a little bit of time at home with Rachel Fuda, who I'm going to say of the three is my least fave.
Interesting. Even though she looks like an interesting Tim Burton character.
But like, I'm not really a Tim Burton movie fan.
Edward Scissorhands.
No, not really. Sorry to say.
I think she's fine. I think all of the new additions are actually pretty strong for what we see in other cities.
Oh yeah, of course. We bring flops in all the time.
We bring so many flops. Salt Lake City, hello.
No, but my argument is Rachel Fuda's Tamat should have gone to Jen Fessler.
Jen Fessler. Okay, so...
Oh, do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I just feel like she is like a little kid when the family's doing home videos and like the camera's out and she's like acting, she's performing.
Oh.
She's like she's always like trying to do like a little bit.
I mean, you could argue Danielle Cabral is doing that as well.
Not as seamlessly.
Okay.
Like, Jennifer tried to she kept on going at the party for like the mozzarella to like eat it off the thing and like.
We were all having fun at the Mott's
no,
party.
but Jennifer Fessler was like trying to fight for a tomat that she wasn't getting.
I just feel like even at the get together at Marge's, when Zia brought the sprinkle cookies, that she was like fitting in with the girls.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not saying anything against her, but I can also point out what I think she's doing for the camera. Also, one thing I have to side-eye, Siggy Flicker's friend.
Oh my God. Siggy Flicker's best friend.
Though, no evidence that either of them follow each other on Instagram.
Former best friend.
I think, like, when Siggy Flicker entered the fold on RHONJ, maybe her and Jennifer Fessler were best friends, but maybe not now.
Well, because we would have maybe seen Jen in like a background at some point, and I don't think we've been shown that.
Maybe, but I don't know. I did look into that just to see, because
That's good. That's important work. Yeah,
I'm skeptical of anyone who's even when the name Siggy Flicker comes up, and then I'm like, where's Dolores with Siggy? I don't know.
Oh, I feel like that was just like pretend.
I don't know, because Dolores might be in her villain era now.
Okay. Well, okay. At Marge's thing is where she's like, oh, there's a mole in Jennifer Aydin's camp. Much like there's one at Randall's camp.
Exactly.
Revealing about the meeting.
I love when people have camps. Who would be in my camp?
Me?
I guess.
Am I in your
But like,
camp?
what if we fought? Who would be in my camp?
I don't know. We'll see. Okay, going to Paul's home.
A man lives here.
A man lives here. Like a woman has not had a say in what goes on in this home.
There's this motorcycle shop / coffee shop in Williamsburg that I've been to.
The body shop? Mommy's
Shut up. No, but
Mommy doesn't know?
no, but there's this motorcycle place that's also a coffee shop in Williamsburg, and the decor in there reminded me a lot of Polly's house.
Yeah, the body shop.
Stop trying to Sam Smith it.
Okay. I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Oh, I kind of liked it.
I mean, it's just, you know what's funny is we have this home that he lives in, and essentially Dolores designed the home that Dr. David lives in.
It's so confused. There's so many homes going around in Dolores's life.
I know. Okay. Teresa's invitation to the world, and we have our first RHONY woman making it back to Bravo since RHONY's termination.
Well, making it back to like a Bravo show that isn't Watch What Happens Live, I would say.
Yeah. Ramona Singer Instagram video.
Us getting the Instagram video of Ramona. Obviously, we've seen Ramona. We've heard Ramona on RHONJ before.
Oh, yeah. She's
been on twice.
Yeah.
So, but to like actually see her face and her voice at the same time.
Well, she's been at Zia's birthday party.
Yeah, but she was like a flash then. And then she was on the RHONJ reunion on the phone.
Yes, on the phone. Yes, of course.
It's just like, this is where we're going in Bravo as they're crossing over more and more and more, and especially after BravoCon, where they're all like now like BFF besties. We're gonna see a lot more of this crossover shit.
Yeah.
And this is with like a now enemy.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just to be talking about Ramona in scene is wild.
All right, let's get to the Moots.
The mozzarella party.
I mean, this is why Danielle Cabral is a genius. To have a Moots making party.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what a beautiful mind.
It's smart. It's bringing something new to the table.
Yeah, especially we're doing this in the
hot heat.
The hot heat of the summer. And I'm not, and like, obviously me, I don't know cheese left from right. But I don't know, like, should we be making the Moots in the heat like this?
Well, you don't know about cheese, but I'm not Italian. So it's like, I know something, you know something, but we don't know the actual thing.
Together we know nothing.
Yeah. I know how to eat mozzarella.
I mean, but for me, this is where Jennifer Fessler was like shining.
I know. This is where I thought she was like doing her bits. No, and I liked her. She was fine.
And now we're fighting about the seating arrangement
at the engagement party.
At the engagement party.
Which we fought about during the reunion. Because Melissa has no new bits.
And as Dolores said, in an Italian family, it's a big deal where you're sitting. And I can speak to that because it's not cheese related. It is a big deal where you're sitting in an Italian family. But then we get Instagram posts with loose leaf paper, with seating arrangements.
Yeah. Diagrams.
Quote unquote proving Zia wrong. Of course, like you can draw on loose leaf today and then post it. But I'd venture to say, like, we're not doing that. These are like the original artifacts.
Speaking of that, I had a loose leaf paper situation today where I had to draw something to prove something. Where I had to get COVID tested for something I'm doing tomorrow. And the method of me doing it was like putting my COVID test next to the date and time.
I know, but like, okay,
and my ID.
Question from the audience. You wrote the date and time. Like, shouldn't we have had to get like a newspaper or something?
No.
Like you could have written like tomorrow's date and time.
Exactly.
Very imperfect science. Wow. Let's get Dr. Fauci on the horn. Okay, yeah. We got a report from husband to the show, Alex, about, we have the dueling podcast really at this point of Namaste Bitches. And then what's Zia's?
Like
on display each and every day?
On display. I thought you were gonna say the dueling podcast. Come through, Queen, and watch what crappens.
Oh my God! Well, it'd be an honor to be like
to be in the even close
to be dueling with them. So Zia seems to be like, oh, like this is so like Teresa's never done this in all these years, like during the off season, like commenting, blah 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 blah, and it's like, yeah, like that was to your benefit all these years. Not to sound like a tree hugger or anything, but yeah, I don't know. And then I think what I want to close this out on, Tree and Louie on Watch What Happens Live. I would say this was Louis' first time sitting in the chair, and he was...
Was it actually?
I'm pretty sure it was, because I don't recall it ever happening before.
I thought there was one other, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't recall it. He's definitely seemed a little nervous. Teresa, I think, has never had a better Watch What Happens Live appearance.
Her hair looked great.
Her hair looked great and, like, different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was wearing... Some of the girlies are doing this look now, this like cat suit look, reminiscent of Tamara coming to claim her orange.
Yeah. I mean, I think girls were doing it before Tamara, but like that is burned into your brain.
Well, like Katya was doing it before Tamara, like when she would do her All-Stars lip syncs, and she would go and change.
I'm not exactly thinking of that, but sure. But yeah, I just feel like I don't mean to sound crazy, but like, doesn't Teresa she's like able to answer the questions like never before.
Okay. You sound crazy. And it's like I'm the one who sounded psycho last week as the tree hugger.
Spelling napalm? Like,
That was
impressive?
she was coached.
Okay, but let's say she's coached. Let's say
She remembered.
the fact that she remembered.
This is why people drag people who are tree huggers like us.
I know, but so like I think the tree huggers I hated have like a vitriol about them, right? Whereas I'm like just like having fun.
You're just hugging that tree.
I'm just hugging the tree. I'm having fun. I'm like the tree huggers of like yesteryear. I think like wanted to burn your house down. Like I'm like a namaste bitch. Like if you don't want to hug her, that's fine.
Are you a namaste bitch?
Whoever you want to hug. No, I don't listen to any podcasts really. I don't. There's just like I'm just like seeing things in a new light. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you could see it in a different light, and that's okay.
Oh my god!
Right?
Are you responding to certain criticism we got after last week's episode?
No, I'm just saying like, I'm just having fun. It's not that serious.
It is actually really serious. I'm hugging the tree harder than life. I will never let go.
No, last week you were the one hugging, and I was like, "Is this what we're doing?" And then like you seeped.
I transferred my powers to you.
You seeped into my brain, and then I was hugging all week, saying the sacred prayer for thanking Heavenly Father for the gift of Teresa, and you're like looking at me funny.
You hate the things you see in yourself. Or no, you hate the things you see in whatever that saying is, you know?
You hate in others.
What you see in yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Let's move on from Jersey, but before we move on to our next show, you told me before we started not to forget something that we didn't include in the SummerHouse.
Oh.
So let's just do it now.
Yeah, sure.
So,
late breaking news.
Back to SummerHouse. We just wanted to acknowledge that one Gizelle Bryant attended the SummerHouse premiere party with Jason.
Arm in arm.
And they were also seen out on a date later.
Okay, so this is what I gotta say. It feels like damage control for both of them, right?
Because of like the...
So okay.
Because of the one date before?
Well, no. So for Jason, it's like he's restarting his potatoes to make sure he's on Winter House.
Oh, yeah.
Because like he's not on SummerHouse. Never has. Maybe never will.
Well, he was kind of in the background last. He attended the SummerHouse.
Yeah, but was erased.
Yeah.
And word on the street is Winter House will be in Colorado this year. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's like making sure his name is like stays relevant to be out there. And then Gizelle is like, "Oh, you're complaining like I don't show you my life. Da, 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 da. Let me have a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
in my life.
Keep myself relevant."
I mean, bravo to both of them.
Yeah, and I mean, Bravo TV posted it on their fucking main feed.
Like
proudly.
It's like you should be promoting the fucking show. You're promoting these two people who are not on the show. Oh my god, good. That was a good moment. Thank you for remembering, Brendan.
Of course. Back to let's go to Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, let's go to Vanderpump Rules.
I'm having the time of my life. I think we're back.
Okay, so I am having fun, but I do want to reiterate, I don't like anyone. I think that's important for me to say.
Well, yeah, but like that's how we watch these shows. We don't.
No, but don't you? And I mean, the past two shows that we talked about, I liked some people, right?
I guess, but like I'm a tree hugger, but I don't necessarily like her.
No, but okay. So in my brain, I like Jen Vessler, right?
Back to her. Jesus
Christ!
I
don't know what it is.
What is it?
Oh no, it's the curse.
I know. Usually, I'm the person doing the cursing.
I'm like, shut up. Stop talking about her. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna ruin her chances if I keep talking about her.
And actually, I take it back. I am a tree hugger, and I like trees.
Good. I'm glad you're seeing the light. Okay. No, but Ariana's the only one while I'm watching. I'm like, okay, you make a lick of sense, but then like the lick of sense actually evaporates when I think like you're surrounding yourself by all these weirdos.
So you don't like Katie Maloney Bar and Grill anymore?
There are things about her to like, but then there's things about her to not like, I would say.
Like what?
No, I don't want to.
I mean, you have to say them because I'm still liking her. No. I think she's going through a really hard time in her life.
Yeah.
I think it's like, is it a little interesting that she showed up at the Schwartz and Sandy's thing? Yeah, but it's like also she's on this show, but also it's like they're supposed to be like starting a friendship together.
Oh, I'm not negging her for showing up to the Schwartz and Sandy at all.
I would say the only negative on her negative column to me is the friendship with Lala.
Oh, yeah. Which the two of them on Watch Friends Live this week.
Looked great. Andy was having a good time with them.
Number one, I want to talk about, I feel like for Vanderpump Rules, maybe more than any other show, it seems like there's so much show happening not on the show.
In real time.
Like the two of them fighting on the plane ride to Watch Friends Live, cameras up.
Yeah, I mean, I did like that we got to see Schwartz and Sandy on the previous show and then have them react to everything that was said.
But also 2 weeks in a row, it's almost like an after show of, oh, hi, Vanderpump Rules people. Tell me what's going on with Jax, Stassi, Kristen. Like the three of them been mentioned by Andy 2 episodes in a row at this point.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes and ears peeled.
I mean, I don't think Jax is coming back. But, because...
Oh, yeah, he doesn't even live.
And it's like, it wouldn't make sense, but I could see Stassi and Kristen returning in the future. I think that Katie Maloney was appropriately not nice about Schwartz during that Watch What Happens Live appearance, given what Schwartz did in his appearance. But and it's actually, I like that. It's going to become a plot line about how he always gets a pass and she's always meant to be the bad guy.
Sure.
That comes up next week, which I love. Because we've been saying that for years, right?
Sure. But I mean, on the other side of the coin, Andy asked her, like, do you regret the ultimatum of her being like, oh, like, shit or get off the pot, like, break up with me or ask me to marry you.
You thought that was bad?
Not bad, but like, I'm surprised she wouldn't think like, oh, maybe I should have just like broken up with him then.
Well, she said, I think it's kind of normal. Like, I want to move ahead forward with you. Sure. And these are my needs to move ahead. I think ultimatum is like the bad word to like say.
Yeah.
And he went along with it. Like,
sure.
I think that's normal. I think you're being too
mean,
Schwartzy loving now.
No, I actually hate him.
Okay.
More than I dislike Katie.
I can't believe you've turned on Katie. What is this world coming to when people are turning against Katie Maloney Bar and Grill?
Well, I mean, I do think like the fact that she has not a friend on the show makes it hard to like, for me to befriend her. You know what I mean?
You're talking nonsense because you just said you hate everyone on the show. So you should like the one person who's not like the rest of them.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
But you couldn't, when I said, why don't you like her? You couldn't say anything. You're a bad debater.
No, I'm a master debater.
Let's get to the rest of the show though.
Okay.
So we've only done Watch What Happens Live so far.
I gotta say, I thought at the end of last year's reunion, we never see Raquel's face again.
And now she's the main character.
Little did I know, she's actually center Pumptini.
Well, no, we call it Trey. Then she's also the only one actually holding a tray now.
Yeah. And no Charlie this week. She couldn't even give her an invite to Schwartz and Sandy's.
I know.
Yeah. The date with Peter.
He still didn't get it walking in. He still was talking about being dressed casually. When we had established last week, when she said she wanted to be casual, she meant casually dating.
Sadly, I don't think he was able to watch last week's episode before filming the date.
No, but like still, but you know what I mean? It's like, use those brains.
Well, I don't know if there's a lot in there.
I know.
It was comedy talking about the pageant and Donald Trump saying your peak is at 27.
And the way she said it, she was like, Donald Trump made the rule, as if like he did when he was the president.
Yeah.
That
the executive order.
When women peak at 27.
Yeah. But if anything, it's like, if you're peaking at 27, shouldn't we be extending it a few years beyond 27? Because like peak implies that everything before that is not quite there.
Do you think that Donald Trump or Raquel know what implies means? Also, didn't 27 seem old for Donald Trump?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, so that was a lot of fun.
Her crying over the pageant in those like they were just drinking rosé, and then he goes to comfort her, and like she cries on his shirt, and he's like, "Oh, I just bought this," and it's so sad that he just bought that to go on that date.
That casual shirt,
and like them just like at these random spots in West Hollywood. Which that sounded mean.
I know
meant
that sounded like me actually.
No, I meant like more like Peter still like hanging around these like spots that he's probably been hanging out at for years.
But may I remind you from last week, I think Peter's like up here. Like we think he's an elder, but he's not.
I know, but as Lisa pointed out, it's not 2012 anymore.
Oh my God, Lisa. That was like the two moments this week. Lisa talking about the Me Too movement was a lot of fun, had by all. And then,
I was cringing during it.
Oh, you know, I know I was cringing. I'm being like sarcastic.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the way she goes after Lala.
And made her cry.
Like, come over, I'll make you a spot of tea and blame you for everything in your relationship.
But like, also, Lisa, like you had a friendship with Randall, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
so,
Randall's coming over when Pandy's baby is
so
born.
Like, shouldn't you know all the things that you're like blaming Lala for like not knowing?
Very interesting. I mean, listen, I am, once again, Lala. I don't like you either. I'm an anti-Lala activist, I would say. But like Lisa is, I don't know, like I'm more thinking like less how it makes Lala feel and like more how it makes Lisa look.
I don't know, but some people are like, oh, she got Lala. The people who are like saying like, oh, Tom Sandoval got Lala, like that thing. It's like all of these people hung out with Randall and were happy to do so.
You were all having the time of your life on the PJ.
Yeah. And them like drawing the line of like, oh, well, we only did it after Lala. Like, no, you all hung out with them. So let's just like paint you all with that brush.
Beautiful brush. Okay. The interviews for Schwartz and Sandy. The ragtag bunch. I gotta say, I love this new character of like the curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Who's like the partner at Schwartz and Sandy.
Isn't it Greg?
George or Greg, something with a G.
Yeah. He's not new. We've been with him.
I know he was there last year, but like last year's almost like doesn't even count in my brain.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I like the curmudgeon who basically tells Lisa, I can't believe you did this to me.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah. I was just going to say, Sheena main cast like 90 seconds of footage between the two episodes.
But like her footage is going to inform the entire rest of the season.
Oh yeah. I mean, next week is like, oh, come record a podcast with me to like stir shit up.
Yeah. And also like she's the one who kind of basically makes Raquel break it off with Peter after Lisa has the Me Too talk with him. And then we end the episode with Schwartz and Katie in the booth talking and basically like rehashing out their divorce. And Katie's like, yeah, Schwartz and Sandy's was like the other woman and now I'm in the other woman.
Oh my God.
And I think we'll probably get a little more of it at the beginning of the next episode. But this was the like photos of this interaction leaked to press like when it was happening.
Oh, okay. From the Daily Mail, perhaps.
Yeah, of course, because they had Daily Mail photographers fucking in the room.
Okay. Miami's hot, 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 fire. Wow. But actually, it's Baha Mar that's hot. because that's where we are.
Yeah.
I love being there. Man, like, if there's ever been a advertisement, and I know we've been at Baha Mar, at least on Beverly Hills, if not another franchise as well. But that peacock sheen makes you like look at everything in a different light, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Especially because like the peacocks are also at Bahamar. And then like the hallways. I love the hallways. Don't you love the hallways?
Oh, yeah.
I like being in the hallways.
Very chic. We're at the pool party.
Mm-hmm.
And when we start this, I'm on Adriana's side.
Right. So Marisol surprises us.
Marisol surprises us.
And she comes with the bullhorn, yada, yada, yada. And we sit down with Marisol, Alexia, and Adriana.
Yeah.
And this is where you're saying you started on Adriana's side. But like, for how long were you on that side?
Not very long. Because I'm on there when she's talking about like, you know...
We used to be like...
We were friends.
Three. Yeah.
Like I was close to both of you. You were my bridesmaids.
I spoke at your
mom's
funeral.
Mom's funeral. Even like the high cholesterol.
That was like, okay. Then she starts talking about Marisol's ex.
Talking about how he called her, and it's like, okay. So why is he calling you to begin with?
Mm-hmm. To take her out. She denies going out with him. Does not want to go out. Tells him, I don't want to go out with you. And then he says to her, I never loved her. And it's like, what good are you doing with this information? What good are you doing with this information? Also, you've been back on this show this is now 2 years.
Yeah.
This stuff happened way before the show came back. Yeah. So it's obvious to me you're picking this moment when you need like some ammunition, I guess, to throw a little grenade. Yeah. And this was the beginning of the end for Adriana.
Yeah. This is where things turn.
And I'm not calling Marisol and Alexia perfect people because they also, throughout this episode, exhibited a lot of mean girl.
They are really mean.
Yes. So it's like, it's all bad.
It's all bad. Larsa apologizing to Dr. Nicole.
Good.
It was
she
good.
Didn't mean it though.
It was good until it was bad. Yeah. I mean, Larsa is such a little villain.
She's a little villain. I'm like, jury's out on whether or not she's a villain I like.
I mean, I like her more than I did last year, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Last year she was just like a whiny loser, I would say.
Yeah, she's in her villain era.
Yeah. Okay. I would say the throwing the witchy stone off the balcony for Marisol. You're gonna hurt someone. Don't throw things off balconies. I don't think a stone off a balcony is really safe.
I know. Didn't you always hear about like if you dropped a penny from the Empire State Building, it would kill someone?
Yeah. Also,
there's this old Vine that keeps on coming up in TikTok compilations that I have of these like girls on a hotel balcony and they're trying to like saber a glass of or a bottle of champagne instead of actually doing it.
Yeah.
The bottle of champagne falls. That would hurt worse than that stone.
Oh yeah. Worse than the witchy stone. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So we are going out to dinner at the hotel, of course. And we're gonna have a rage release party as well.
Sounds like an album release.
A rage release ritual.
Yeah. We're always we're like in our ritual era in Housewives.
Yeah. We're getting healers, shamans, witches.
That's why like it's kind of nice to be at a mozzarella party. Because it's different.
Yeah.
Though that is like an Italian ritual.
We're healing through cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
we get to arguing.
There's a lot of arguing. Julia's yelling at Alexia for giving her the Barracuda look.
Them all Googling Barracudas in their confessionals.
And they were like, oh yeah, it was a Barracuda look. Could not describe it better than Barracuda look. like while people are arguing, Lisa just chiming in, like knowing she needs to
Like, get in there.
get in there. She's like, I wish I had these problems.
And it's like, then they go back to like last year, like thing I didn't even remember where Nicole had like insulted the floors in her house or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, thank God you got a storyline.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah, it's like, no, actually you should be like you wish you have your current storyline. Because like we were ready to let you go last year, actually. Okay. Adriana throws the drink. I don't know who's she even throwing at.
She threw it like in the direction of the beach, and I don't think she actually threw the glass. I think she just like swung some water.
Sure.
But in the darkness with the light, you like see an object maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. Kiki losing her mind, screaming, emergency, emergency.
I know.
mean, Kiki, this evening, she was starting.
I mean, even like her confessionals, like even earlier in the episode, before she was starting in this way, were so fun. She like runs into the ocean, but then like Gertie's running over to the rage healer and like trying to get her over to like get in on the emergency.
Oh, but before, no, you're thinking further down. You're like, first she runs over to like where the water is like meeting the sand and pops a squat and pees.
I know, but that's already when Adriana's over with the healer woman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Gertie had come in and brought the woman and then gone back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Larsa's saying, I've never initiated conflict. And then the supercut of this season,
Roll the tape.
roll footage, being a terrorist. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Larsa is doing a good job this year.
Yeah. Do I like her? I don't know.
No, I don't even think she wants you to like her.
I know, but like I can like she doesn't register to me in the ways other villains do. Like I'm not saying I like Alexia, but like Alexia's brand of whatever is
Villainry?
like registering to me a little more than Larsa's. Even though I know Larsa's doing more.
Yeah. There's just, well, because like with Larsa, it's just kind of like so dead-eyed, her villainy.
And random.
And whereas like Alexia feels like mean in her villainy.
Yeah.
Right?
A mean girl.
Think about that a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
About that a little bit, yeah. And even, remember Julia going, they're like the teenage mean girls later in a confessional?
Yeah. I gotta say, like, I did feel bad again for Adriana when she was crying to the rage healer. How like she was saying, if I were dead, it would take people days to find me.
And her dog would be dead too. I don't know why the dog would be dead. Don't the animals start to eat the body?
Oh my God, don't.
Oh, sorry.
But like, meanwhile, Alexia's like watching her crying, being like, this is stupidity on another level. I mean, but Alexia being mean is fun.
I thought it was like, it got to be actually like more fun when the foot thing came into play. And it was like, I'm sure Adriana's foot hurt at some point.
Yeah.
But also like Dr. Nicole being in on like she's okay. Like, it's fine.
I mean, before the fall happened, the screaming on the beach with Kiki like truly having an exorcism.
Oh my God.
And we didn't really like get into the deaths of like she mentions
being cheated on,
but we don't really know much outside of that.
That's why, I mean, like, it's tough with friends of, and she's like,
Yeah.
she's kind of the secondary friend of right now, just because she doesn't have the history.
Yeah.
So we need to get in more with her.
Yeah. So next morning, Lisa's like, smell you later. Which, I mean, I understand, like,
Yeah.
you don't want to give Lenny ammunition of being like, I'm away for a week. Where are you?
Yeah. Before we get to the next morning, while Adriana was like meeting with the medic on the beach, Marisol and Alexia were rallying troops to go party in their room.
Oh, I missed that.
And she even turns to Dr. Nicole and she calls her, hey, brosthesiologist, do you want to come up to my room? We're having a little party.
You texted me about that. I was like, I must have like took a sip of my coffee this morning. Like, I don't know.
I just thought it was so cute because, like, obviously
they were so mean to her for so long.
And, like, they always call people bro. And so to call her broesthesiologist.
No, actually, genius. Yeah. Genius work for them. Oh my God, roll footage. I need to see that again. Okay, so we go out. We take a boat to an island.
Wait, first can we talk about the mean girls sitting in the room? All the mean girls around talking shit about Adriana, and Julia and Adriana are sitting outside the hotel room listening to them.
Yes.
And then they fucking just roll in, and the looks on everyone's faces like they know they've been caught.
Thank God that Adriana is Julia.
I know, but I wonder, like, I know they're friends till the end, but I, like, wonder what, because Julia, like, mentioned in confessional this episode not always being completely on Adriana's side.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, I wonder if that was foreshadowing to the end of the episode, which we'll get to. Like, because Adriana really goes dark.
Okay. I mean, before we get dark, we take the boat after Adriana gets carried onto the boat, and we play her song in solidarity. However, once we get to the island, Adriana's, like, upset that everyone's not crying over her foot.
I know, but she did say that her song really healed the group.
So, like, if it healed, did it heal or did it not heal?
Also, like, I've been in situations, like, I really hurt my foot when I was a kid, like, actually hurt my foot, where I had to be incapacitated for a long time. And I think I went on a family vacation then, and I didn't fucking care if people were in the water.
But I think when you're a kid and when you're an adult, things are different.
If you're an adult, you should be more mature about it.
I know. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay. So when they all come back to hang out, and Adriana is, like, upset about people not caring, we talk about accidents.
And accidents have consequences.
Adriana saying, Alexia, you should know, like, with Frankie and accidents, it's like, you dummy.
We were texting earlier about, and P. Schlarm to the show asked, like, what's worse, this or what Brandy said on Ultimate Girls Trip?
No, what Dorinda said to Brandy.
What Dorinda said to Brandy, like, what if your kid's dead? What was the exact line reading?
How about if your son died?
Yeah. And he was asking what was worse, and we were both like, obviously, Adriana saying this, and we all agreed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because what Dorinda's saying is hypothetical.
Yeah.
Which obviously a hypothetical about your son dying is not great. But Adriana bringing up the accident of her foot as it relates to Frankie's accident has changed
his life,
the life of his family forever, was the stupidest thing she could have done.
So idiotic. She gave Alexia the keys to the truck to run her the fuck over at the reunion.
Oh my God.
And it's like, there's no excuse. It's stupid, horrible.
Yeah. I mean, Alexia posted a sweet post. Is sweet the right adjective? Like a heartfelt post about her journey with Frankie. What happened with the accident, how it's been for the past 10 years, being on the show now. That's like, it truly drives home the point. Like, you dummy. Like, why would you even think about this?
And to, like, put into perspective where probably Alexia's mind is, her best friend Marisol commented, unfortunately, we can't pick our coworkers.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Wow.
I mean, like, she would get the freak of the week, but we have a different one.
Yeah. We have a freak of the week and the One True Queen. Our freak of the week this week, the fact that we are begging and pleading for an Orange County trailer.
Where the fuck is it?
Remember when, and this feels like weeks ago at this point, where Tamara is stomping the streets of New York City.
Saying she's going to break into Andy's house?
She's going to break into Andy's house, get the trailer once and for all. That feels like a lifetime ago.
I know. What do you think's the problem?
I mean, I do think there's so much going on right now in terms of shows premiering.
Yeah.
We're fresh off of New Jersey, Vanderpump Rules, and SummerHouse.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people in their brains don't only think of Housewives. So it's like now we only have Jersey and Potomac's ending. So everyone's like, what's going to happen when Potomac ends?
Well, OC's not taking the Potomac spot. It's the Candy SWV show.
Yeah, you think that way, but I'm talking about the fans. They don't think about like day slots.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a doubleheader with Vanderpump Rules on Wednesdays. Yeah, I just want to there's so much to see there.
I know.
Taylor, Vicky, Tamra. I mean, those three alone.
The alleged takedown of Heather Dubrow.
Heather Dubrow takedown season. Our girly Gina Kirschneider. You better stop.
In the words of Vicky Gunvalson.
No. We stand. Yeah, I mean, we are excited to see that. Hopefully, I mean, I would be surprised. Mark my words. And this is based off of no knowledge. By the end of this month? February?
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
Okay. Our one true queen is Jacqueline Larita, Teresa Giudice, getting together in Jacqueline's home turf of Las Vegas, going out to lunch, couples lunch, Chris Larita, Jacqueline, Teresa, Louie.
Okay, but the one true queen is actually Jacqueline's Instagram caption. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to read part of it.
No, read the whole thing.
Okay. 5-hour lunch.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about. Lots of laughs too. Reunited and it feels so good. No, I don't want back on RHONJ. I live in Las Vegas and moving to Orange County in California this summer.
Give her an orange.
Although the ultimate girls trip sounds fun, I don't have a sitter for that long to care for Nicholas to be able to do it right now. No, our friendship rekindling has nothing to do with our mutual disdain for Melissa.
That's a one true queen right there.
Teresa and I had a great friendship before the show, and now that all the stress, toxicity, outside influences, and pressures from being on the show together are gone, and life is good for both of us, it's easier to forgive and maintain a friendship. It's that simple. # new beginnings for real this time. Lucy and Ethel are back and living our best lives. Life is good.
I mean, this had the internet ablaze, I would say.
I mean, the international implications that had.
Yeah. I mean, us tree huggers, we were happy.
We're now Jack hunters.
We're Jack huggers. We're hugging Jack once again. So Andy brought this up when Teresa was on Watch Happens Live. He was like, okay, you made up with Marge in the episode. You're making up with Jacqueline. Are you gonna make up with Caroline?
She said nope.
And she's like, no. I think I wish her well, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I just love Jacqueline being back in the conversation.
I would
love Chris Larita being back in the conversation.
Of course, always. I would like her back in. I'd like her on OC.
Could you imagine if OC becomes
the mishmash of like all the?
It becomes an ultimate girl's life.
It's the island of forgotten toys or whatever.
Oh my god. Yeah. What a moment. I love it. What a week this has been. We're gonna be back with the Potomac reunion next week, which I'm excited about.
Amazing.
As always, go to comethroughqueen.com for links to everything, including our Patreon pre-show and links to social, links to private Facebook group, and just like, comment, subscribe, heart, share, retweet.
Love us, please retweet.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I wanna see ya Come through, Queen.